Have you ever had that feeling that you're not really the one in the driver's seat of your own life? You know, like you're being pulled in 100 different directions by your own desires, by distractions. Well, believe it or not, an ancient Indian text has this incredible metaphor for that exact feeling, and it's our key to unlocking one of the most profound ideas in all of human history. So let's get into it. We're about to take a journey into the heart of a philosophy called Advaita Vedanta. And here it is, the chariot. This image, it's from a text called the Katha Upanishad, and it's meant to represent your entire existence. See, it's a vehicle on a journey. But if you look closely, for most of us, that journey is, well, it's chaotic. The one holding the reins looks like they're struggling, and the real owner? They're just a silent passenger in the back. So the question that this whole philosophy really boils down to is a simple one. Who is actually driving your life? Okay, so let's break this down piece by piece. The chariot itself, that's your physical body. The wild horses are your five senses, always galloping towards whatever they see or hear or want out in the world. The reins are your mind. In Sanskrit, it's called manas, and it's trying its best to wrangle all these horses. And then you have the charioteer, who is your intellect, your ability to make good judgments. They call that buddhi. But the most important figure here by far is the one in the back, the passenger, the true owner of the whole setup. That's your real self, your Atman. But for most of us, this passenger is just a spectator, stuck on a ride that's being dictated by total impulse. To really understand who that passenger is, we've got to zoom out, and I mean way out. We need to look past our own individual little chariot and ask a much, much bigger question. What is the fundamental nature of reality itself? And this is where Advaita Vedanta drops its first and most radical idea. And the answer to that huge question is a concept called Brahman. Put simply, the teaching of Advaita is that beneath this whole seemingly diverse universe, all the stars, the planets, the people, everything, there is only one single, unchanging, non-dual reality. It isn't a god somewhere out there. It is the very fabric of existence itself. Everything else is just a temporary appearance happening within it. Now, how do they explain this? Well, they use this brilliant analogy. Think of Brahman as a movie screen. The entire universe, with all its drama and action and heartbreak, is the movie being projected onto that screen. Now, the movie comes and goes, right? But the screen is always there. It was there before the movie started, it's there the whole time you're watching, and it'll be there long after the credits roll. It's the foundation that allows everything to appear, but it's completely untouched and unaffected by whatever story is playing out. So what is this screen actually like? The ancient sages described its nature with 3 words, Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat means it is absolute being, or eternal truth. It's the only thing that really truly exists. Chit means it is pure, absolute consciousness, or awareness itself. And Ananda means its very nature is absolute, unconditional bliss or joy. So, being, consciousness, bliss. That's what ultimate reality is made of. And this just nails the point home. The ancient texts, the Upanishads, they don't just say that Brahman has consciousness. No, these state, flat out, consciousness is Brahman. That very awareness that's allowing you to experience anything at all, at its deepest root, that is the ultimate reality of the entire universe. So we've got this one, universal, conscious reality called Brahman. Pretty cosmic stuff. But what does that have to do with us, with our own lives? Well, to answer that, we have to zoom right back in, from the cosmic scale all the way back into our chariot, and take another look at that silent passenger sitting inside. And right here, this is the great reveal. This is the absolute core teaching of Advaita Vedanta. That silent passenger, your true self, the Atman, is Brahman. They're the same thing. The single universal consciousness that is the foundation of the entire cosmos is the very same consciousness that is the foundation of you. They are not just connected, they are in fact identical, one and the same. And the Mandukya Upanishad just says it as directly as you possibly can. This self is Brahman. It means the deepest, truest part of you. It's not your body, it's not your mind, it's not even your intellect. It is the one eternal, unchanging reality. That, right there, is your true identity. Okay, so this immediately brings up a huge, obvious question. I mean, if I am the ultimate, blissful reality, then why don't I feel that way? Why do I feel like this limited, kind of anxious person who's worried about paying bills and meeting deadlines? Well, the answer to that lies in what's called the great illusion. I mean, this is really the fundamental problem of being human. From this point of view, we have this profound divine identity, yet we experience ourselves as these small, vulnerable little beings, totally separate from everyone and everything else. So what is it? What's blocking our view of the truth? That block, that veil, has a name: Maya. Maya is the cosmic power of illusion. Now, it's not that the world isn't real, the chair you're sitting on is solid, but Maya is the power that makes us see the world as a collection of a billion separate things. And, crucially, it's what makes us misidentify with the temporary chariot, our body and mind, instead of the eternal passenger, our true self. The classic analogy they use for Maya is the rope and the snake. So imagine you're walking down a path at dusk and you see what looks like a snake on the ground. Your heart starts pounding, you get a shot of adrenaline, the fear you feel is absolutely real. But then you shine a light on it and you realize, oh, it was just a coiled up piece of rope the whole time. Now here's the key. The snake was never actually there, but your fear was 100% real. In the same way, we project this frightening snake of a separate suffering self onto the harmless rope of Brahman. So, how do we shine that light? How do we stop seeing the snake and see the rope for what it is? Well, this final part of our journey is all about that shift, moving from illusion to reality, from a feeling of separation to a realization of oneness. It's about finally taking your rightful place as the master of the chariot. And to really appreciate just how radical this is, let's just quickly compare it to what many of us are more familiar with. In a lot of the world's major religions, there's a fundamental duality. There's God, the creator, and then there's you, the creation. You can be close to God, you can love God, but you can never be God. Advaita's view is the absolute polar opposite. It says that very separation is the illusion we have to overcome. The soul isn't just a part of God. The soul is God. So, what's the ultimate goal? It's something called moksha, or liberation. And it's not about dying and going to heaven or some other place. It's about a change in knowledge, a fundamental shift in perception that happens right here, right now. It's about waking up from the dream of being a small, limited person and realizing the truth of who you've been all along, the infinite, blissful consciousness that is Brahman. And really, it all comes down to this. This is maybe the most famous statement in all of the Upanishads, spoken from a teacher to a student. It's 3 simple words that sum up this entire profound journey. Tat Twam Asi. It means, that art thou. That ultimate cosmic reality we've been talking about, the source and the substance of everything that exists. That is you. So the question is no longer who is the master of the chariot. The real question is, when will you realize you were never just the passenger to begin with?